Primo. Go through my shot process and a few little things that I'm playing around with, but yeah, this is essentially how I shoot this 64-inch 55-pound recurve after switching from the compound to this about 6 months ago. So massive broadhead target behind me, good old sand dune, but prepping for a couple upcoming hunts. So I practice with my broadhead. I shoot 3 under on a fixed crawl, so it means I've got a little finger tab, just sort of 2 layers of leather, a little bungee cord there. This one's got a little stainless steel thing with 2 bolts, and then carry a spare one, which is just sewn together. That stays on the bow. The fixed crawl is this here, so this is obviously my knocking point where the knock goes, and then this here is where I hold, so I hold just below this little knock here, and all that does is it changes my point of reference on the tip of my arrow, because I use the tip of my arrow to aim. If I hold just under the arrow or just under the knock, the term point on would be more like 40 odd meters, but with the broadhead in this configuration, so I can aim with the top of the blade and then also off the shaft of the arrow. I'll show you a slightly different reference point from the other direction. So in terms of what I see at full draw, right now you can sort of see the fuzzy arrow. So the top of the blade there is just on the golf ball. So this would be my 25 meter point on, and just up to the base of the arrow covers the golf ball. That's my 30 meter point on. This is what my picture would look like if I was shooting at 20 meters. So in terms of how I hold the string and a conscious and subconscious trigger, yeah, just sort of slide my finger back so my pointing finger is pretty well equal, and then kind of relax these 2 fingers, put my thumb underneath my jaw, and then the tip of my nose on the top of the knock. So I'll just draw back for you here, and you'll have a look at my anchor. And the way I release the bow, playing around with this, I've just threaded a little screw into here and then have a washer on there. So basically I just, my 3rd finger down, hook my nail on the edge of that washer, draw back, full draw, anchor, aim, expand the shot, and then you just apply pressure slowly but surely on here, and then when your finger flicks off the washer, that's when you release. So it should look a little bit like this. Primo. So what that allows me to do is shoot lots, and if I'm strong, or essentially if I stick to the process and only shoot once my fingernail flicks off, then essentially the arrow's gone before I can flinch or adjust. And if you're aiming, then your mind's kind of like, oh shit, I don't actually know when it's going to go off. And then you start to sort of really lock in on your target, and I found I've been way more steady on the shot, so I can hold on what I want to hit pretty well. And then also with the expansion of the shot, you get nice follow through, usually a really good release on the tab, and yeah, like I said, the arrow's gone before you can have any time to flinch, move, whatever. If I draw back and consciously let go hundreds of times, then start to flinch, can sort of, that front shoulder creeps up, all sorts of random shit starts to happen. So before I draw back, lock my finger in on there. If you, or I've also got a little pad here with threaded rod, oh sorry, a little pad here. This is half of my clicker, so that's exactly the same as this, but it goes off by a piece of string here, and then that tensions a little plate that has a divot in it, makes a click, like so I can hear the click, and then as soon as I hear the click, that's when I shoot, and I switch between the two and hunt with them both as well. Hey, thanks for watching, and yeah, if you've got any questions about any of that sort of shooting stuff and technique, I'm happy to try answer, but in all terms, still learning heaps and figuring some things out.